Top 10 Family and Kids Movies on Netflix. Hunt for the Wilderpeople. Filmmaker Taika Waititi landed on most people's radar screens as the director of Thor, Ragnarok, but shortly before Marvel's sequel, he created the delightful comedy-adventure Hunt for the Wilderpeople. It's full of whimsical humor, but never simplistic given its often very emotional material. Instead, it's a beautiful dance between the two as the New Zealand story follows a sort of reverse and of Green Gables as young Ricky Baker, Julian Dennison, is taken in by foster parents to help out on his farm. Although he begins to bond with the overtly more affectionate Aunt Bella, Rima Te Waiata, he ends up spending most of the film with Uncle Hector, Sam Neill, as part of a mutual and grudging acceptance that they get together, they need each other. Others more than they care to admit. The story is part adventure story, part family drama, but even at its wildest moments, it balances these disparate parts in wonderfully entertaining ways, including a national manhunt, a fake death, and a series of vignettes. Story itself, Waititi's sensibilities as writer and director tend to be bombastic and comical here, but the film does its best work in the quiet moments. Even the strangest twists and turns never distract us from how deeply we feel at the end in the New Zealand jungle for this odd little boy and his grumpy new father. The Willoughbys. In most children's films, parents are loving and caring people who would do anything for their children. Not at Willoughbys, though. This acclaimed animated film follows the story of a group of siblings whose parents absolutely despise all children. Deprived of love, music, and food their entire lives, the Willoughby children hatch a plan to send their parents on a deadly vacation that they believe will surely kill them. Okay, yes, this all sounds pretty grim, but rest assured, this really is a family movie. The Willoughbys' fate changes shortly after their parents' departure with the arrival of their new babysitter, voiced by the legendary Maya Rudolph. As the film progresses, the brothers eventually find a family of their own where they are loved and cared for in a way their parents just can't. It is a unique vision of family and childhood that is worth seeing. Also, Alessia Cara sings an absolutely amazing song and Ricky Gervais tells the story of As a Cat. Do we need to say more? Night Books. Looking for something really spooky to see this Halloween season that's also perfect for the whole family? Look no further than Night Books, a Netflix original smash hit from director David Yarovesky, Brightburn, and producer Sam Raimi, The Evil Dead. Alex, Winslow Fegley, is teased so much for his love of writing horror stories that he vows never to write again. But when a witch, Kristen Ritter, holds Alex captive in his New York apartment and demands that he tell her a new story every night, the creative boy must use all his storytelling talents to reassure himself and his fellow prisoner Yasmin, Lydia Jewett, makes it out alive. Night Books occupies an important place in the horror genre, along the same lines as Goosebumps, A Nightmare Before Christmas and Hocus Pocus, meaning it's spooky enough to make as a starter movie for any kid, like Alex, who might be interested in more difficult things in the future. Paddington. Based on the charming character from the children's book Paddington Bear, created by Michael Bond, Paddington is a beautiful film tailored for the family. The film received critical acclaim upon its release in 2014, earning 2 BAFTA nominations. While the film introduces some changes, the heart of the source material is retained, adding to Paddington's charm. The story of Paddington revolves around the eponymous talking bear who moves to London from darkest Peru in search of a caring family. It's not an easy task, but Paddington maintains his sweet and polite manner despite all obstacles, and the biggest obstacle he faces is an evil taxidermist, played by Nicole Kidman, who wants to kill and stuff him. This is truly a story for the ages, and the film already has a sequel with another one on the way. The Christmas Chronicles. Netflix is incredibly consistent when it comes to producing quality Christmas content, and the same goes for the doubly successful The Christmas Chronicles and its sequel, which stars Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn as the adorable and, frankly, terribly handsome Santa Claus and Claus Mrs. In the first film, siblings Kate, Darby Camp, and Teddy, Judah Lewis, accidentally collide with Santa's sleigh on Christmas Eve. As dawn approaches, the two children have to help St. Nick save the holidays. In the sequel, starring Home Alone director Chris Columbus, Kate must join forces with the Clauses when an elf named Belsnickel, Julian Dennison, goes rogue and threatens to cancel Christmas. If a perfectly nice double Christmas gift is on your family's wish list, look no further. Enola Holmes. Delete every movie you've seen 100 times from your Netflix queue, and what's left, no matter how unlikely, is probably Enola Holmes, a Netflix original gem that came and went far too quickly in culture talk. Based on the YA series of the same name, Enola Holmes stars Stranger Things star Millie Bobby Brown as the title character, the younger sister of history's most famous detective, Sherlock Holmes, Henry Cavill. But when the matriarch of the Holmes family, Eudora, Helena Bonham Carter, goes missing, Enola takes the case and follows her mother's mysterious lead straight to a grand conspiracy. Unsurprisingly, Brown is endlessly charming in the lead role, the mysterious plot is challenging enough to keep kids guessing, and Cavill is clearly having a blast playing the suffocating character of Sherlock. The what-to-watch riddle, solved. We can be heroes. If you're looking for a cute and silly sci-fi adventure that's fun for the whole family, Robert Rodriguez's We Can Be Heroes is a pretty charming choice. Set in the same universe as his beloved 2005 superhero family film The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, his Netflix film brings all of that bright, bubbly energy to a new generation of heroes. After Earth's legion of superheroes is captured by aliens, your kids must rise up and save the day, each with their own different powers, from classic superhero abilities like controlling the weather to controlling objects by using a good, old-fashioned skill sing. For leadership. And lest we forget Guppy, the adorable, scene-stealing daughter of Shark Boy and Lava Girl who inherited shark strength and knows how to use it. It's a lighthearted sci-fi fantasy adventure for kids that should resonate with fans of the Shark Boy and Lava Girl and Rodriguez Spy Kids franchises. Mowgli Legend of the Jungle. I know you're thinking of Disney's charming animated classic, but maybe you'll save this one for when the kids are a little older. Heavily overshadowed by Jon Favreau's The Jungle Book, published just 2 years earlier, Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle is a much darker and more intense version of the source material, courtesy of the king of motion capture himself, Andy Serkis. He also provides the voice of the brown bear Baloo. But it also has a great cast, led by committed young actor Rohan Chand, who trudges and walks through the mud as Mowgli, surrounded by stars like Christian Bale as Black Panther Bagheera, Benedict Cumberbatch as evil tiger Shere Khan, and Cate Blanchett. Like the Kaa Python. Klaus. With Klaus, Netflix made a true original Christmas classic without a single holiday change. Amazing, I know. Co-wrote and directed by Sergio Pablos, a Spanish animation master who began work for Disney in the Paris outpost before moving to America and producing incredible performances and designs for characters as diverse and independent as Frollo in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And Dr. Doppler. At Treasure Planet before becoming a one-man ideas farm, with initial concepts for giving way to Despicable Me and Smallfoot. With Klaus explaining the origin story of Santa Claus, J.K. Simmons, through his relationship with a small-town postman, Jason Schwartzman, Pablo's deftly blended traditional hand-drawn 2D animation with cutting-edge CG animation. The resulting film is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's like watching a magic trick and not being sure how it was performed, but still being spellbound. He was nominated for Best Animated Feature and also had a good chance of winning. and the story of villagers at war and the commitment to provide a powerful, emotionally resonant account of the legend's beginnings, call it Santa Claus Begins, means she never strays into sugary sentimentality. This is the rare Christmas classic to watch any time of the year and still fill you with that unique Christmas magic. Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey. I'll just say it, Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey is a new Christmas classic, an immediate addition to the canon, the latest family Christmas film to so thoroughly capture the heart and soul of its audience since 11. But unlike Elf, which is full of childish hilarity and comedic scenes, Jingle Jangle has another, less orthodox fuel that fuels its steampunk-flavored sled, melancholy. Jingle Jangle is a tale of loss, betrayal, letting go of dreams, preserving house. When the lights went out long ago, and hoping to finally find hope again. Yes, there are catchy pop-MT bangers that are brilliantly filmed and choreographed. Yes, the production design is gorgeous and beautiful, and yes, all of the child actors in the film are incredibly endearing, upbeat. But at the heart of Jingle Jangle, silly name and all, is Forrest Whitaker's dark, unexpected, and downright odd performance, like our central inventor whose best products were stolen by a vengeful Keegan-Michael Key. Wonderful, he should play the villain more often. Whitaker is something of a shell of a man, a human being turned ghost. He plays this character with a sense of false strength that betrays his inner fragility and offers us no lifeline to the potentially fantastic world around him. It's amazing work, one that will no doubt impact the children in unexpected ways, and when she finally puts her trauma aside to sing, dance and love her way back to a brighter future, tears the eyes-long Jingle Jangle can no longer hold. Put it on the tables, it's a new Christmas classic.